Now we go with Hamster, Andrew Hamilton. Says, hi Abe, I graduated to college May 9th. Well, congratulations, my friend. Still no luck with any jobs, which is perfectly normal. I'll explain that in just a second. I would like feedback on the 4 new works I have. I'm more of a generalist, but I would like to get paid. So if you see something in my work I can specialize in, please let me know. I'm also working on a hard surface car engine to replace the drone. You can see it in works in progress. I'm very proud of my rig animation for my capstone character. Thank you for the review. Yeah. So from my experience, guys, when you graduate, it's perfectly normal, so like perfectly average, to wait up to 6 months to get a job. Okay, so 6 months is again like a relatively normal amount of time while during this sort of like job hunting situation. And then 1 year is also, it's considered, you know, a little bit more, but relatively normal, right? If you've been looking for a job for more than 1 year, or you're approaching like 2 years, then that definitely means that there's something that we need to check, okay? It could be portfolio, it could be CV, it could be your connections. There's a bunch of different factors, but it usually shouldn't take more than 2 years, especially if you have a solid portfolio to get there, okay? Cool. So I see some cool stuff right here, and I see some that might not be the best. So for instance, this one right here, this is the kind of stuff that I don't like including in my portfolios. What is this? Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I understand what you were going for, but I'm not sure, right? Like, I always look at the portfolio pieces, and I try to understand where I could incorporate this into a production, right? And since I can't really see this right here, it's one of those things that I would really, again, maybe not include in the portfolio. I'll answer the question. White minus 4 years and 3 years. I'll explain what that means in just a second. Okay. This one's okay. I think I remember seeing this one. Yeah, and it's a little bit simple. I'm not sure I would include this one because it's very simple, man. But this one looks very good. The Capstone 2025. So this is your sort of like final project, and this one definitely looks a lot more advanced. I really like this one. Way too many UVs. This would not be for games, right? This would be for more like a cinematic thing, because this is way too many UDEMs. A lot of UDEMs. Okay, we used AI, it seems. It's fine. You did AI to generate some concepts, which again, this is something that we're going to be seeing more and more of. And as long as there's exploration and artistic, you know, inclusion in this thing, I don't really mind too much. You could have found some other concept by an artist as well, but yeah. Looks very cool, man. Yeah, this is a cool project, man. This is a cool project. We need to do a little bit more of that. I remember this, the KFC drone. That was a fun one as well. But yeah, like, this is a great capstone project. Here's the thing. Normally, and freaking thing. A little bit hot in here. Normally when we're doing portfolios, we want our pieces we want all of our pieces to be at the same level of our capstone piece. So I know you spend a lot of time working on this one, and the problem that I see right now is that we have some other pieces that are not up to the level of this one. I remember like talking about this one before, and the fact that I don't think this is a really strong piece. I understand what you were going for, but I'm not a huge fan of this piece in particular, okay? So it's important that we take out some of the pieces that are not as good, and then we improve the pieces that we do want to keep. Like this action information, that's fine. The hair does look a little bit, I don't know, dry, I think. And the skin also looks a little bit fakeish. Maybe we're missing a little bit more surface scattering. But that's, oh yeah, okay, so here's the thing, man. Like, you mentioned that this is Duncan Trussell. I don't know who Duncan Trussell is, to be honest. But the thing is, it doesn't look like him. Like, I'm not super aware of who this character is, so I wouldn't be able to be the best judge. But then when I see some of the pictures over here, I don't really see him. I don't really see the likeness as much, okay? And I know that you're not really a character artist because I don't see a lot of characters here. I see more of this hard surface stuff. But just be careful, right? Like, I would probably recommend that you would work on more stuff like this one right here, because this is like the strongest piece that you have on your portfolio. Let's see. Okay. No, no, no. Hello, MacMoon. What's up, my friend? If you can do a little bit of animation with your asset, it's always good, right? So that it shows that your asset can work on a pipeline. But yeah, so the 4 years, 3 years, again, sometimes it's a portfolio issue, right? Like sometimes your portfolio is just not there yet, and you're trying to apply to big companies that are expecting a really high level of execution, and your portfolio is not there yet, even if you've been doing this for 2 or 3 years. Sometimes it's a location situation, or like a, yeah, location is the right word. Like maybe you are in a country that does not have a lot of like studios, and you want to apply to a country like in the US or Canada, and it's a lot easier for them to hire locally or outsource than it is to do all of the process with the visa and stuff like that. I'm not sure if you guys heard that the US is apparently stopping all of the student visas because of like political reasons or whatever. So that kind of stuff, it really messes up the industry badly. Badly. So there's a lot of factors that could influence in your portfolio not being good, or your situation not being the best to get a job in the industry. But that's again where I like to help you guys sort of like open up your minds and realize that the 3D industry, not the games industry, the 3D industry is really big. So you can be doing a lot of 3D work or commercial work or things like that without it necessarily being games. And later on in your career, you can jump into games. So there's a lot of like variation there, a lot of like opportunities out there if you use your skills to get work in other types of like relatable like elements. It's really hard everywhere, guys. It's really hard everywhere. I know Juma is saying, I'm living in Australia and it's really hard here. Dude, I live in Mexico, so I know what you mean. Here in Mexico, it's also very difficult to get jobs or work specifically for games. That's why I'm telling you that there's a lot of different options out there that are not necessarily just like films and games, where 3D is used heavily, okay? And that's where I mentioned, keep your eyes open, because there's a lot of opportunities that can help you there.